He picked up a strange rabbit doll with a unique gaze that seemed to hide some kind of secret. The man placed the rabbit on the table and examined it carefully. Apart from its somewhat bizarre appearance, there was nothing else particularly special about it. So he closed his eyes with peace of mind, intending to rest for a while. However, not long after, he was startled awake by some noise. He didn't notice anything unusual about the rabbit and thought he had just had a nightmare. So he tentatively asked the rabbit doll a question. This time, he finally saw it clearly. The doll was actually playing the drums by itself. Could it be sound activated? He sat up straight and inquired again. But this time, the rabbit doll showed no response. But what he didn't know was that the rabbit was actually staring intently behind him, because the door to the room was slowly opening as if something was about to enter. As the drumming became more intense, the man, sensing something, suddenly turned his head to look but only saw the open door. He mustered up his courage, grabbed an iron hook in his right hand, and picked up the rabbit doll with his left, cautiously going forward to investigate. He carefully walked downstairs but found nothing unusual in the basement, only a thick iron chain fixed to the ground with the other end connected to his own body. Why was he wearing a chain? Just 2 days ago, after being unemployed for half a year, he had found a job as a caretaker. His boss had brought him to a desolate island to take care of the boss's daughter's life on the isolated island. The strange rabbit belonged to the boss's daughter. Not only could the rabbit see the ghosts hidden in the house, but it could also tell its owner the location of the ghost by drumming. However, using this rabbit came with a corresponding price. Not only would the user have crazy nosebleeds, but they also had to cover their eyes for 18 hours a day, ensuring they didn't see sunlight. The girl's father, seeing his daughter's various bizarre behaviors, believed she must be sick, so he brought in Jack to be her caretaker. To prevent Jack from escaping, the father tied a lockable garment to him and attached a 10-meter-long iron chain behind him. To pass the boring days, Jack could only sit at the door and read. But just then, strange things began to happen. He felt his chain being pulled from behind, scaring him out of his wits. He hurriedly went to check, but only saw the girl forcefully covering her eyes. He didn't discover anything else. However, when Jack was preparing to sleep at night, the eerie events occurred again. Suddenly, something behind him made a sound. It turned out that the hanging painting had fallen to the ground. Upon closer inspection, he found a pair of eyes in the painting staring right at him. He was frightened and at a loss, quickly flipping the painting over. But the next second, the painting flipped back by itself, and its gaze became even more ferocious. Jack hastily flipped the painting over again, but not long after, it suddenly fell face down on the ground. The name of this exciting suspense movie is Danger Warning.